Hello, Team Gerwell. You are flipping in fifth with me, Mrs. G. Today we're going to be talking about Topic 6, Lessons 4 and 5. And today's learning target is, I will be able to multiply decimal numbers by whole numbers. Today's vocabulary, we have the word product, which you should already know, but I want you to remember, which is the answer to a multiplication problem. Same thing with factors. Those are the numbers being multiplied together. A decimal, of course, the value is less than 1. And here's our new one, leapfrog strategy. When multiplying decimals, we leapfrog as many place values in the product as we do combined in the factors. Combined is a very important word here. So here we have an example. We have 4 6/10 times 12. So we're going to start out and we're just going to multiply this like we normally would, and we're going to pretend like that decimal point isn't even there. So we're going to start off by doing 6 times 2, which is 12. We're going to carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8. Add 1, and that's 9. Now we're going to start multiplying the tens. So we need to add our 0 as our placeholder. 6 times 1 is 6, and 4 times 1 is 4. Now we need to add our partial products together, and we get 552. But we're not quite done yet because we still have to figure out what we're going to do with our decimal. And that is where our leapfrog strategy comes into play. You need to count how many place values the decimal is from the right-hand side of the number. So we are going to leapfrog this 6 and count. Well, there was just one place we had to go over. Since there are no decimals down here and this is a whole number, we only leapfrogged one place. So now we need to do the same thing with our answer. We're going to leapfrog one place from the right and add our decimal point. Yes, it is that easy. 4 6/10 times 12 is 55 and 2/10. Here's another example with a little bit longer problem. Here we have 7 456 thousandths times 22. Well, we're going to multiply and add like that decimal's not even here. So 6 times 2 is 12, 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11, 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, and 7 times 2 is 14. Now we need to multiply the tens. So we're going to put in the 0 as our placeholder. 6 times 2 is 12, carry the 1, 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11, 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, and 7 times 2 is 14. Now we need to add our partial products together. And now we need to figure out what we're going to do with our decimal place. Well, again, this is where we're going to use our leapfrog strategy. We are going to leapfrog from the right and count how many place values we are leapfrogging until we get to the decimal. So here we have 1, 2, 3. So if there are 3 leapfrogs that we have to take to get to the decimal in our factors, we need to do the same thing in our product. So we're going to start over here and we're going to leapfrog 1, 2, 3, and then we know we're going to put our decimal right there. Here's another practice problem. I want you to go ahead and stop the video and try this one on your own and then come back and see if you got the right answer. Okay, coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you get 6 75/100ths? I hope you did, but here we're going to go ahead and work this problem out and so we can show you exactly how I got that answer. So here we're going to write it in again. We're just going to forget completely that we have a decimal in here, and we're going to go through and multiply like we normally would. So 7 times 5 is 35. We're going to carry the 3. 2 times 7 is 14. Add 3 is 17. Now we multiply by the tens, so we need to add our 0. 5 times 2 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Now we need to add our partial products together, and we get 675. But we're not done yet because we need to leapfrog. So we need to determine how many places do we leapfrog in our factors so we can do the same thing to our product? So here we leapfrogged 1, 2. So we're going to have to do the same thing to our product down here. 1, 2, and add the decimal. I know what you're wondering. Mrs. G, can I still check my multiplication problem using the digital root if there are decimals in the problem? Yes, of course you can. In fact, that's what I hope you do on these questions for tonight. Here are your practice problems. Please go through and multiply and check using the digital root, and be sure you add that decimal in at the end using our leapfrog strategy. The answers are going to come up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here are your answers. I hope you got them right. I want you to pay particular attention to where that decimal point is and make sure that you have it in the right spot. You can go ahead and pause the video if you need to check your answers now. Remember, before you go, make sure you checked your work and you wrote how many you got correct. Be honest, it's not for a grade. Honestly, fill out your self-reflection. Could you teach a friend, or are you still confused? And fill in the space with any questions you may still have. I hope you have a great night, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.